Okay, guys, what we're going to do today is a very simple project, which will lead to a more advanced project later on. So I found that a lot of times it's best to open the files with Photoshop already open. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and first I'm going to try to get rid of Debug. And I'm going to click on the left image, click on the right by holding down Shift, and click Open. So that will open both images at once. Sorry about the debug thing. But you see that, just delete it, but it shouldn't be there when you do this. Now, what I want to do is put the center of the storm inside this coffee cup. So what we're doing today is we're moving one image on top of another, and we're using the elliptical marquee. I'll go back to the regular marquee tool to show you what it looks like. This is rectangular. We're going to put that storm inside of here. So we're going to put the eye of the storm by the center of the storm in there. So I'm going to go over to this picture, and I'm going to go hold down the mouse button and go to elliptical. Now, if I just try to do like a freehand drawing, it's not going to work. So what I need to do, so you can draw different shapes with the marquee tool, okay, which is really cool. But I need a perfect circle, so I'm going to hold down the shift key. And I'm going to move the mouse and drag. And you notice it's not lined up perfectly. So I'm going to move it with the mouse and try to put the center section here in the middle as much as I can. And then I'm going to click on Edit, Copy, click on this image, and click on Edit Page, Control-C, Control-V. Now, it just so happens that I got it close in size. That was luck, but it's still not the right size. So what to do then is use the Move tool to try to get it centered as much in the coffee cup as you can. And then drag out the corners of the image until they cover up the coffee. You notice there are two different colors, but we're going to take care of that in a minute. So be very careful when you do this, guys, because if you do it incorrectly, it's going to look lopsided. Now, let's just try that and see. When it's not quite working, I've gotten a little bit too close on one side, and actually it's far too, the cup is far too large at the bottom. So I'm going to go back to the Move tool, but I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to distort this just a little bit because the cup is probably not a perfect circle. Yeah. What do you do when you get in a situation like this where you keep trying to use the mouse and you just can't get it? Use the arrow keys on your keyboard to try and get things just right, as close as you can. So I'm just about there. I think I'm going to take a little bit more space up down here by holding down Shift. It's pretty close. So I clicked on the check mark, which commits me to that. Okay. You might have to fine tune it more later on, but we've got a problem here, and I'm going to turn off the top layer and see that there's a brownish kind of glow coming from the coffee in the cup below the image. And I don't want to have gray and brown mixed together. So I'm going to go to the bottom layer. In fact, I'm going to turn off the top layer. Make sure you select the bottom. And let's make this black and white. Image adjustments, black and white. Click OK. Don't worry about adjusting this anymore. Turn on the storm. And now you have the storm inside your cup of coffee. Now there's a lot more you can do with something like this, but we're going to start this way for now. First of all, save it as a PSD. Coffee Cup 1 PSD. I'm putting it in class project. Now, when you go to look at that later on, you're going to see this. This is the one with the layers. So that's how you tell that you have the 2 layers on there, or however many layers you look for the PSD icon. So then I also want you to, for today, click on Layer, Flatten Image. Don't get rid of your PSD, keep that as well. And then do File, Save As, Coffee Cup 1 JPEG. Now you notice that it says Coffee Cup 1. So actually I don't want to do that because that's the name of my coffee cup. So I'm going to call it Coffee Cup Edit 1 and save that. So don't save over the top of this. Let me show you why. If you do, you'll have to start over again. You won't have this file anymore. So here's the JPEG. Always choose the highest setting. That's the least amount of compression. And then I'm going to close it, not save this, close this. And I just want to go back and open it from the folder just to make sure that it's working okay. You have the PSD and you have the JPEG Coffee Cup Edit 1. Okay, and then we're going to expand on that. That's why I want you to keep the PSD version.